Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and it's Friday, which you know what that means. It's Friday happy hour. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Coming up here live on today's show, I'm going to go over some of the things that I want y'all to know from Raiders training camp today. We got some of the good, some of the bad, a lot of trading rumors around Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin, and a receiver that we've talked about a bunch on this show did just visit one of our division rivals. We'll talk about all of that. Then a segment that I got coming up here on today's show, surprise roster candidates. A lot of times we talk about the Max Crosbys, the Jakobi Meyers, Colton Miller. But if you want to take that next step and you want to go from being the bottom team at the AFC West and you want to actually compete with the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Los Angeles Chargers, you're going to need some of those bottom roster guys to take that next step forward. So what I have here today, some surprise roster candidates, some names that maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, we would have said, yeah, man, I don't know if they're going to make the 53-man roster. I'm going to break some of those guys down. Since today is Friday, and since we already have over 300 people here in the building, if you want to get your questions on our mailbag, hashtag Raiders or Super Chat to skip the line. If you're trying to put some money in your pocket, $20 Venmo for a duck race near the end of today's show. And I know it is August 1st, but I said this earlier in the week. Today we're going to be doing our July Bang MVP competition, and we're going to be doing our fantasy football raffle giveaway at the end of today's show. So football, I personally think it's back. Did you watch the game yesterday? Jeremy Chuggs and I, we were live over on our YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. 68,000 people ended up pulling up, and I know Raider Nation was a big part of that. Did you watch the game? Give me a yes. Give me a no. I'll tell you this. If anybody here is a Lions fan, which I would be shocked if anybody here is a Lions fan, you probably didn't like what you saw yesterday because that was a rough performance. Some of the people that I see down below, Raider Rich, what's up, my brother? Martin Gonzalez, Seth, Michael Floyd, Raider Nation 80, Sucker Free in the building. Blaine Craig, and then the first one, Ed Robbins. Bang! Friday happy hour. Off to a hot start. I'll tell you this. It's a bad day to be a beer, Ed. It's a bad day to be a beer. It's a bad day to be a happy dad. Mitch, the no-show Jeremy air horn is wild. Mitch, the Bears are not scared, but you should be with who's already in the char. Sounds like you were way ahead of me. Sign Jakobi, leave Parsons alone, and leave Scary Terry alone. Well, I am going to talk about Jakobi a little bit more today. I'm going to talk about Michael Parsons, and I am going to talk about Terry McLaurin. And if you haven't seen the live poll, maybe that's why you asked it, Ed, and right now you're the MVP of today's show, so shout out to you. I asked in the poll above, what happens first? Raiders extend Jakobi Meyers, Cowboys trade Michael Parsons, Commanders trade Terry McLaurin.
Are you doing that on purpose?
Am I doing what on purpose? Up there?
You said Michael.
What did I say, Michael? You can blame Jerry for that.
Yeah,
Michael Parson. Michael Parson. No, that's on me. If that's what I said, here's the thing. It's Friday. I can get away with saying anything here. We're going to be fine today. Ed Robbins, cheers to you, my brother.
We were definitely just doing a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was part of the bit.
Yeah, just like Travis McLaurin, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seth, what's going on, my man? Billy Davis, I see you here in the building. Martin Gonzalez, right on for the shout-out. Well, here's the cool part. We're an interactive YouTube channel, and Chuggs is a big part of this thing. I like to think I'm a big part of this thing. But the only way that this engine moves on Friday is the participation and the craziness of Raider Nation. You missed tailgating in Oakland? Well, let's tailgate like Oakland ways today on the show. If you did not see the big NFL news around Terry McLaurin, he requested a trade, and an often question I've been getting, should the Raiders go out and get McLaurin? Now, I've talked about this multiple times on this show, and if you want to see a video that I did, the most recent one, you probably got to go back to June 27th. I also tweeted it out at MitchellRenz365, but I'll be real with you. I think the Raiders are a lot more confident in their wide receiver room than what the national media kind of leads on. Dante Thornton Jr. has been a stud. Trey Tucker's been phenomenal. I will say this, if you're not planning on extending Jakobi Meyers, then I'm more on board with the idea of trading for Terry McLaurin. I don't know exactly what it's going to cost. I would say It's going to cost less now because McLaurin at least requested the trade, so maybe it's going to cost a third rounder. You're also going to have to go out and give him $27 million plus per year. It sounds like that's the number that the Commanders have been throwing out there. We know that Pete Carroll and Dan Quinn have a connection, and connections kind of get deals like this going. But I would be shocked if the Raiders ended up trading for McLaurin. But I also made a deal earlier in the offseason that if the Raiders did end up making this deal, I would go live for 11 hours. So if it happens, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going to silver and black out. What up, Micah Parsons? He also requested a trade, and this one kind of just happened. We saw some rumors, some rumblings early this morning that the Cowboys and Parsons were pretty far away from, I think, being able to find a meeting spot. And Micah's a hell of a football player. I watched a lot of Parsons at Penn State. I'm a Penn State guy myself. Shout out to the 570. Let me know where you guys are rocking from. And I think he's a phenomenal player. And I did put out a video already on the channel, and I already put out a video on my social media, and I'll be very clear. The Las Vegas Raiders will not trade for Micah Parsons.
Right now.
Right now. And I say that because, well, the big reason why it's not going to happen right now is because Micah has the same agent as Christian Wilkins. And right now, the relationship with that agent and the Las Vegas Raiders, I'll be very honest with you, it's not good at all, right? I mean, the Raiders are trying to avoid $35.2 million, which that agent gets a chunk of that money. If I had to guess, I would imagine that's probably 1, 2, maybe 3%. And when you're talking about that much money, you know, that agent probably feels a certain type of way against the Las Vegas Raiders. So because of that, the trade ain't going to happen.
I have some breaking news. We do have yet another new guy here at Chat Sports. He's actually sitting right to the left of me right here.
That is me.
Joey OD.
He says that is me.
OD. I have a question. Do you want to bang? Do you want to bang on today's show?
You're going to have to show me what bang means before I agree to anything, Chuggs.
Oh.
Can we show Joey O what a bang means here on the Raiders Report? Because man, bang! Of course, I can't let
guys,
Ed Robbins down.
Let him know the water's all fine here.
Yeah,
he can jump in.
Joey's like, what did I sign up for?
Bang!
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 I said a bang, 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 and a bang. I said a bang, 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 and a bang. Can't let Ed Robbins down. I see Jakobi, 2-year, $42 million, half of it guaranteed on a third-year team option. Better do it now. My prediction, done by Monday, excuse me. If you think Malott makes the roster, I don't know what the end of that says.
Do we really need a quarterback 3? Can he be kind of a emergency quarterback is what Navman's saying.
I mean, Malott's going to end up making the roster, and he probably, what? You don't think Tommy Malott's going to make it?
I don't know. The Texans last year, neither of their 7th-round picks made the roster.
What about the 6th-round picks?
It's not uncommon.
I guess it's not totally uncommon, but I do know that this team does like Malott. Now, in terms of the development for him as a wide receiver, that really hasn't come to fruition for what I heard. And I said it a few days ago, like Alex Bachmann, I would say is higher on the wide receiver depth chart than Tommy Malott as it stands right now. But, you know, you're kind of hoping that Malott can turn into this all-around football player, and maybe it takes a few years. Because, again, he is literally just now learning the position. You can't deny that he's not a special athlete. If we get into, like, the 3rd year and then we're still having this conversation, then, you know, I think it's going to be a little bit of an issue here. But in the video that I put out earlier today, Navman, I said that my Jakobi Meyers contract projection was 3 years, and I believe it was about like $18 million. It was 3 years, $54 million, with $38 million guaranteed, which essentially puts Jakobi's contract at 4 years. I want to say it was like $69 million. It comes out to about like 17, right around 18 million a year, essentially the 25th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. So we're thinking very similar here. I also have been somebody that has said that I thought Jakobi would get a 2-year extension because the Raiders gave Colton Miller a 2-year extension with 2 years of that essentially being guaranteed. I just think that that's what they're also going to do with Jakobi Meyers, where, yeah, you might see that it's a 3-year extension, But when you actually look at the numbers of the contract, it's probably closer to a 2-year extension. And if he's playing really, really well into that final year, I guarantee it'd be like this. If Jakobi's playing well and if Colton are playing well, that probably also means that the Raiders are going to end up keeping Pete Carroll for that 4th-year option. Now, man, I'll see you later on tonight. For those of you that do not know, I am going to be joining Raiders Shield family at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight.
7 p.m. Pacific.
7 p.m. our time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. If you're like, you know what, man, I need something to do on a Friday. If you do not know, pull up. Go subscribe. We're going to chat it up. We're going to have some beers. I'll be over there for like 30-ish, 40-ish minutes. We're going to talk a little bit of Raiders, and we're going to have a good time. So now, man, I'll see you in a few hours, my brother. Eric Castro, appreciate you. Mitch, not going to lie, I doubted the F out of the Wilkins rumor you had a long time ago, and I was 100% wrong. Matter of respect, what you do with the nation, never doubting again. And I'll be real. Like, I don't care if people want to doubt me. If you want to doubt me again, I'm not going to get upset about it, right? And I think the way that I just got to tell people this, and I think people that watch this show and they understand it, is I am somebody that I'm literally chugging beers on a middle of a Friday talking about the Raiders. I do that type of stuff because I feel like this is so much more than a YouTube channel. We've been able to build a really awesome community, and I feel comfortable enough to do that stuff, and honestly, I enjoy doing it. But also at the exact same time,
never doubt Mitch again.
But at the same time, we do obviously put in a lot of work. We put in a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we've been able to build, a lot of really awesome connections with agents, with players, and I'm not going to get mad at you for doubting me, but I do appreciate that, you manned up. You said, hey, I was wrong. You took it on the chin, and I respect that. So, Eric Castro, cheers to you. This one goes out to my man, 93 Nav. I got Rebel Montana here in the building. After this, I want to go through and I want to talk about what the deals on today's show are. And
can you answer this question first?
Who is the better CEO, Mark Davis or Jerry Jones? I mean, I saw Mark Davis, and it's not close.
The insane spin of the day that I've seen, and obviously Chat Sports were headquartered in Dallas, so I have a lot of connections around here, and I see a lot of the Dallas beat reporters talk this and that. The crazy spin for the Micah Parsons rumors that I saw today was Jerry actually wants this to happen because he's dominating the news in July and August, and this is his MO. He wanted there to be controversy because that means the Cowboys are in the news cycle more, and a deal's easily going to get done. He's not going to get traded. But this is all Jerry's plan. Jerry wanted that Micah Parsons to request a trade to actually get more media influence to the Dallas Cowboys. Did you know that, Mitch?
I'm going to be honest. I did not know that. And I, quite frankly, do not believe it. Because
Survey says that was a lie.
If there's one thing that I know Jerry loves, it's money. And he's going to lose out money on this whole situation.
Well, no, it's gaining him more money because even though he has to pay Micah more, the fact that the Cowboys are in the news cycle more, it's going to generate more revenue for them in the long run.
This guy, he gets it. He gets it. What up, Los Oakland? I think Terry would be traded to the Texans or to the Green Bay Packers. Texans, I would be shocked.
Respectfully,
I think Houston already has one of the best.
I don't think either of these teams makes any sense. The Texans drafted 2 wide receivers early in round 2 and round 3. Their first selection was Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State, and then they took his teammate Jalen Knoll. They also traded for Christian Kirk, and they have Nico Collins. So that's probably like not the least area of concern for the Texans this year, but before any of that, they would definitely address the offensive line and I would say secondary depth before that. And then Green Bay has too many receivers as well. They're looking to trade. They literally moved one of their receivers to a cornerback because they have too many guys in that position room. They drafted their first-round pick, Matthew Golden, out of the University of Texas. They also have Christian Watson. They have Dontavian Wicks. They've got so many guys in the wide receiver room already.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess, honestly, of who would make the deal right now, there's a part of me that wonders if the 49ers would, and I only say that because of all the injuries that they've had at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
And a trade like Terry McLaurin is going to happen for a team where they're going to go, all right, do we think that we can win now? If the answer is yes, then let's go make this deal happen. And I think for San Francisco, it's every single day. I feel like Brandon Ayuk something, Ricky Pearsall something. And the 49ers and the Commanders also have a really good relationship. Reminder, Adam Peters, the GM for the Commanders, is from San Francisco. So that would be my guess.
My top teams that could trade for Terry McLaurin that I broke down, or that I'm going to be breaking down on Texans this week, I have 6 teams that I think could be interested. The Las Vegas Raiders being one of them. I also have very AFC West heavy. I have the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs all in my top 6. I also have the Tennessee Titans, the New England Patriots, and the San Francisco 49ers. Those are my 6 teams. Do you have any thoughts on those things? I mean, I think
the Patriots make sense. They have money.
This would be the most Chiefs move of all. Look what they've done the past couple years. They went out and got DeAndre Hopkins.
I would be sick to my stomach if the Chiefs traded for Terry McLaurin.
They've been trying to trade for big names before each season. I could see the Chiefs going out and trying to trade for Terry McLaurin. Knowing that, if you knew the Chiefs were very interested, if you're the Raiders, would you throw your hat in just to make sure he doesn't go to the Chiefs?
I would try to drive the asking price up, but again, I think Terry McLaurin is a special player. And I know when I first talked about the Terry McLaurin trade rumors, don't get me wrong, if the Raiders traded for McLaurin, I'd be fired up about it because that tells me yet again that this team is trying to win right now, and I love that type of mindset. But when we were talking about the McLaurin trade rumors back in June, there was hopefully Dante Thornton Jr. continues to look great. Hopefully Trey Tucker can take that next step. Trey Tucker has looked amazing. Dante Thornton Jr. has looked really, really solid. For the Raiders, I really think it comes down to, are the Raiders going to extend Jakobi Meyers? That's what if I was sitting in a room with John Spytek and Pete Carroll, and I'm going to have an opportunity to ask those guys some questions here in a week or so, which I'm really excited about. But if I was looking at John Spytek and Pete Carroll in the eyes, I'd go, are you going to extend Jakobi Meyers? If the answer to that is yes, you don't need to trade for Terry McLaurin. If the answer to that question is no, then let's go get Terry McLaurin. That's literally the simplest way that I could possibly put it out there, and that's how I would do it. So today's Super Chat deals are as follows. Every $5 Super Chat that we get here on today's show, you're going to get a fantasy football raffle ticket. And since it is the last day of July, I thought it was going to go live yesterday, but we went live for the Hall of Fame game again. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up. Jerry Danley, Husker Raider. Dude, seriously, y'all were Zalesbo pulled up yesterday. What up, Zalesbo? Seriously, loved every single person that showed up. We're going to do that raffle at the very end of today's show, so somebody's going to get into our fantasy football raffle. If you want to put some money in your pocket, $20 Venmo to get in the duck race. Also today is going to be a little bit of a buy one, get one free bang day. If you bang today, I'm going to count it for July, and I'm going to count it for August. So, Nabman, you're leading in August. Also, my guy down there, Ed Robbins, you're leading in August, but you're also still banging in July. If you send in $100 Venmo, you're going to get 100 raffle tickets today to get in our fantasy football league. And I always got a boot deal.
Jeremy Cole, it's not going to be you have to be present, only because it's been a month-long raffle.
Correct. Yep. And we have had people at Super Thanks, a bunch of stuff like that. Those names are in there as well. And if we get 5 people today to get to 10K XP, I already got a boot poured up over here. It is a David Zahn milkshake. So a 10K XP, 5 people. I'm going to put down a boot today. And I'll just say this. If you plan on watching Nabman's live later on today, this is going to be the one that you guys are going to want to go after. Because today's going to be a fun day. I can already tell you that. And I feel good, not going to lie. I had a really early morning today. I had to handle some personal stuff. It's all good, but I got up at about 5 a.m. this morning. We got home last night, probably about 11:30 midnight after the Hall of Fame game. So I got about 5 hours of sleep underneath my belt, but you know what? I'm ready to tackle today's show, and I'm ready to get my weekend started the right way. Sean Irish, I see you're here down in the building. Appreciate you in the building. RJ Paradise. Every time I tune into this show, I become a smarter Raiders fan. Very grateful for all the knowledge. Hey, man, RJ, I really appreciate that, dude. Martin Gonzalez says, I want to see a boot.
You have to see what Marshall just put in production.
Oh, boy. All right, hang on.
Our Cowboys channel is live right now.
Shambles. Don't be sad. It's over. Smile that it happened. Oh, my. I realized that's from Mark. I just realized that's from Mark. I'm not going to lie. That's hilarious, man.
Dude, our Cowboys channel is live right now. If you know our Cowboys channel, if you're able to, can you please go over there and just
troll them?
Just troll the F out of them.
Troll the shit out of them. Quite frankly, there's nothing that might make me happier.
Oh, my God.
Because, I mean, imagine, I think Micah Parsons to Cowboys fans, I don't know if it's to the level of what Max means to Raider Nation, but let's just put ourselves – actually, I think Raiders fans can put themselves in Cowboys shoes fans right now. Imagine the way you felt after the Khalil Mack trade. I think Cowboys fans are worried that that's going to happen to them. And right now, shambles, dude. I'm telling you, absolute shambles. But you know what? I'm kind of happy about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm kind of happy about it. I'm also happy about, I just saw this. I got some people that are getting in the duck race today, and I got a bunch of names that are in. Yoda Jenkins, I got you in, my brother. Ray Aguirre, I see you. Robert, though, I wrote your real name, Robert. I guess I can write your stage name. You in? Nabman in. Norman Hernandez in. Blaine Craig in. Soldier Man, you in. Got a few more people. Richard Black, gotcha. Richard Engel, I gotcha. As it stands right now, a $20 Venmo. You would go home with $80 here on today's Raiders Report episode. And if you're like, Mitch, what the hell is a duck race?
Marsh.
What the hell am I getting in for? You can scan that QR code right there with your cell phone. A little link's going to pop up. You click that bad boy right there. And if you want to add me as a friend, Mitchell Renz 365. Yesterday, we gave away $280 on our Chat Sports program. And if you're planning on watching this show all season long, you might as well add me on Venmo right now. They're going to go yell at Marsh. We got 500 people in the building, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys smash that like button. Today's Friday happy hour. I love being able to do a Friday happy hour. I love being able to get after it, and honestly, dude, I got a few segments to do. This is always the last show that I do before the weekend, and it's pretty wild that we get to do this.
Here's the Cowboys Live that's going on right now. If y'all want to go absolutely put Tom in a body bag.
Please, please, please. Also, you see who's here?
Jack eats spicy shit. Let's go.
For those that do not know, Jack eats spicy shit. He pulled up to our show last night, and it sounds like from the messages that I received, it sounds like it was a group of 3 friends that were watching our Hall of Fame game coverage last night. One of the friends sent in $20 for the duck race. They ended up winning $280, and now they are splitting that $280 3 ways, and they're going to go to a Yankees-Marlins game tonight. I'll tell you this, Jack eats spicy shit. Take a picture of y'all at the game. Tag Chuggs and I.
I feel like this is like a destiny.
Dude, tag. I'll
I feel like this is a destiny moment, and one of them is gonna catch like a walk-off grand slam.
That would be wild. Where are you sitting? They're like, we had to split. Though I don't know how much a Marlins game is. Though since the Yankees are playing, that alone is gonna drive up the price.
I can't imagine though, like outfield tickets more than $50, $60 for a Marlins game.
Again, Yankees, Marlins, I would imagine probably in that vicinity. I mean, if it's just a Marlins game, I bet you a can of tuna might be cheaper. Or more expensive, I guess I should have said. Ruin the joke. Rebel, I'll be attending the practice on Saturday. ILDM. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to be able to put out some news and notes during that practice, and I'll probably put out a video tomorrow afternoon after it. So if anybody gets any good videos, if anybody gets any good scoops, please, seriously, send it to me. Raider, Shield, family, week 1, I want Mayer and Brock to work Spillane. We all appreciated Robert Spillane. We all probably are going to sit up here and go, I wish the Raiders could have figured out a way to bring him back. I think he embodied what it meant to be a Raider on and off the field. But now looking at it, I want Brock and Mayer to absolutely torch him. And I hope that Chip Kelly's going to be ready to go. I know Spillane's going to be ready to go. He's been looking really solid at Patriots training camp based on all the reports that we've heard. But I hope that Mayer and I hope Brock Bowers show Spillane that we mean business this season. And I hope that Geno Smith can help him do that. Also, some NFL news that happened today. Keenan Allen, visiting the Chargers, his old team. Still kind of surprised that he's available at this time in the offseason. Now, they did just have that preseason game. Maybe they didn't like some of the things that they saw, or I don't know what exactly it could be. But Allen has spent a lot of years with the Chargers, and there's been some connections to Keenan with the Raiders. Again, a lot of coaching connections here. The Raiders wide receiver coach, Chris Beatty, he was a part of the regime with the Chargers, with Keenan Allen, and then Beatty went to the Chicago Bears. Allen followed him over there to Chicago, and they just got a lot of ties. So if Keenan ends up going back to the Chargers, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm shocked and surprised by it. But I will say this, I don't think Keenan fits in that offense with Harbaugh the way that he used to when they used to just throw it around. Because Allen's not going to go out there and block now.
And I will say, I saw in the comment section, Ron said, Rebel, I'll also be at that practice. Rebel, I don't want to put it all on you, but I think you're up to the task. Can everybody try to find Rebel at tomorrow's practice? And
Where's Rebel?
A Raiders Report picture. At
that
practice.
Would be sick.
Can we do that? We'll put it up on our channel. We'll put it up on social media. But I want everybody to try to find Rebel Montana. He said he's going to wear his 20 Rebel jersey. He's wearing it in his profile picture right there. Maybe like meet at the Torch.
I love it.
Meet Rebel at the Torch. If you're cool with that, Ron said he's going. Let me know who else is going to the practice tomorrow. If you're going, maybe do a little Raiders Report meetup, grab a couple beers afterwards. I don't know.
I think it sounds pretty awesome, man. If you guys could get us a picture of a Raiders Report meetup, that would make me really happy. Rebel, give me a time. We'll tell everybody a meetup spot, and we'll go from there.
Mitchell tweeted out, meet Rebel Montana at Al's Torch at this time.
Let's do it. Rebel said Torch it is. So, Reb, just give me a time, man. I don't want to put you in a bad spot, though. I'd be curious to see how many people will be there. That'd be really cool. Honestly, I hope you're okay with it, Reb. I think it'd be pretty dope, man.
I think that'll be badass.
All right, let's go to Raiders Shield family. Get your damn ducks in there. I'm due to win. Let's go check in with Mitch later as well on my show.
Okay.
I bet he's there beyond 30 minutes.
Rebel said right after practice.
Right after practice?
So as soon as practice ends, everybody head to the Torch.
Okay. As soon as the practice ends tomorrow, head to the Torch, get a picture with Rebel Montana. I love the idea. Seriously, send me the photo. Please, please, please. I will be honest with you, Nav. If I'm long, 45 minutes is probably going to be the max, and I only say that because last weekend, Alex and I had plans on that Thursday night, and Wilkins news happened, so we had to cancel our plans. We do have plans tonight. It's at 8:30 my time, so 9:30 Eastern time, which so if I join your show at 7, I'm going to need like 30 minutes just to get cleaned up and shower real quick. We're just going to the movies, nothing crazy, but I already know she's not going to want me to go to the movies after a live show here at the Raiders Report where I'm sweating, drinking beers. I have a feeling we're going to be drinking more beers on your show later. So I'll 30 minutes, no doubt, 45 minutes. If we get over that, I might get in trouble. So I'm being honest with you. But I'll be there. See this guy right here? That's the channel I'm going to be on. Go subscribe. We're going to have some fun later on tonight.
Sorry.
What?
Carlos Correa is starting for the Stros today, and it's just...
You love it?
It's so amazing.
You're happy? I do see a few more people getting in this duck race. Victor, LA Crash Dog, James Nicely, and then also my man, Sean Irish. Sean Morgan. You're in. You got a lot of Seans apparently that are pulling up today.
Also, one more kind of news nugget that we want to break down before we get into today's show. Mitch just broke it down on his video that we just put out on the channel, like an hour ago?
Yep.
But if you weren't able to see it, there is a rumor that a Jakobi Meyers extension is on the horizon, and they're working on it as we speak.
So yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, Ian Rapoport put out a tweet, and it was a video. It was really early in the morning, and essentially in that video, he said that the Raiders just extended Colton Miller, and now they are in talks. It was either in talks or in communication about extending Jakobi Meyers right now. And typically, when you hear that type of lingo and the conversations are already having, if the conversations are already going on it probably means that the conversations are going to lead in that direction. And because he's got $0 million guaranteed left on that deal, I've been wanting Jakobi to get that extension done. I think that it makes a lot of sense for the Raiders' plan long term. And you already traded for Geno and you extended him. I don't know how you do that, but not also reward the guy that's been super loyal to this team over the past 2 seasons, despite all the crazy shit that has been going down here for Las Vegas. So I did talk about it a little bit more in length, and if you want to go check out that video, it's already out on the YouTube channel again. Chuggs and I probably put it out about 90-ish minutes ago.
No way. The Commanders tweeted out today that NFL's doing their top 100. They tweeted out Terry McLaurin, number 52 on the top 100.
It's
sick.
I actually, it makes me wonder if it was a scheduled post. Had to be a scheduled post. Some social media intern had to just say a month ago, oh, this will be fine to post. It's Terry McLaurin. This is safe to post. Because if you just want to have if it was posted today by whoever runs the social media team for the Commanders, I don't like, saying that person should probably not have a job, but at the same time you go, maybe that person shouldn't have a job. Raider Shield family, message link to you, Chuggs. Some are asking.
Appreciate it. I will try to hop on. I'm going to dinner with the in-laws tonight with my wife. So between that and being home, I'll probably be home a little bit. I can definitely hop on and just shoot the shit, hang out. Apparently if it's also going to be I hear you have some pretty long lives as well, where y'all kind of get deep into a lot of discussion. So if it's like a 3 or 4 hour live, I can hop in for 30 or so minutes.
Yeah, I might not be there when he hops on, but I'll tell you this. If I get back from the movies and I see your grin on that channel and it's 11 o'clock, I'll come back on. I think that would be something else, man. That would be something else. But the only way it's going to happen is if you go subscribe to my guy Nabman over there on YouTube. All right, so coming up here live on today's show, we're going to get into some surprise roster candidates right now. Then I'm going to get into a Raiders Report mailbag, #Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line. Every single $20 Venmo that we get, duck race near the end of the show. And we're going to be giving away two raffle tickets today. Not raffle tickets, 2 entries into our Fantasy Football League. 1 raffle entry and then the July MVP. Chuggs, could you show what the July bang race looks like as it stands right now? And again, if anybody wants me to do a boot today, we need 5 people to get to 10K XP. Here is the July bang race for those that do not know. If Patrick Roche finishes in first place today, he is in the Fantasy Football League. Though, Anthony Bamoni, you never know what's going to happen with that guy. Cove Utter is a crazy SOB. Cass Joey, and then Fabian Moreno, which now that I'm thinking about it, Fabian, I told you that we would make an announcement today in regards to our event that we're going to be doing on August 22nd. Fabian, I'll text you. I'll be real. We had some stuff today go down at Chat Sports that I had to be a part of. I will make this announcement and I will put it and feature it on the show either Monday or Tuesday. You have my word. And I don't like doing that because you've been such a legend this offseason, and I feel bad for doing that. But just text me after the show. I can tell you, and we'll talk about it. But for those that don't know, I'm going to be going to Fabian Moreno's restaurant August 22nd, the Desert Shark in Tucson. Make sure you guys pull up. We'll be there from noon to 3. But I got a whole bunch of graphics. I got a whole bunch of stuff to announce. That I just saw his name, and I'm kicking myself in the ass right now. So Fabian, that's on me, man. Let's go to Shipwreck. Rick, would you be willing to give up Jakobi to block the Chiefs or Chargers from getting Scary Terry, or would you just let it happen? Am I willing to just give up Jakobi Meyers? No. If your idea of trading away Jakobi is to also get Terry McLaurin and you still get a good trade, then I think it just always comes down to the compensation. Because sure, I don't want McLaurin to go to the Chargers. I don't want McLaurin to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. But I'm also not going to bite the foot off of my own team to just, not give the Chiefs an extra weapon. Because I don't think that's going to necessarily make us better. I think when you're an organization that went through a situation that you're currently going through with Christian Wilkins, I think right now it's really important to show that you're going to take care of your guys, right? If you're going to preach, hey, we got to go out there, we got to compete every single day. Hey, we're going to go out there and we want to be able to reward players that go to battle for us. And like that's the reason why Pete Carroll went out and extended Geno Smith. There's that connection. There's that relationship. Jakobi Meyers is essentially that type of player. And again, Colt Miller kind of talked about it in this press conference the other day. But I'll just say this. I want the Raiders to hang on to Jakobi Meyers. And if there was a world where we could get Scary Terry and keep Jakobi, I'm on board for that. Probably means you're moving on from Trey Tucker. But Jakobi might not be a number one. But man, oh man, in a position filled with divas left and right, you got a really flipping good number two that fits this offense really well from a run blocking standpoint, from a pass catching ability, with the fit with Chip Kelly, the fit with Geno Smith. I get worried that you're going to lose out on Jakobi Meyers. I don't think people realize how good of a player he is and how much we should actually love him. And he's a hell of a football player, no doubt about it. All right, so to the 500 people that are here in the building as it stands right now, again, it's Friday happy hour. Every hundo that y'all send in on today's show, it's going to count as a bang today, and it's going to count as a bang for our July bang race. So I just want all of y'all to know that. Please, please, please keep that in mind. And every time y'all bang, I'm going to throw down a beer bong on today's show. And if you're over the age 21, hopefully you join us and bang with us. Chuggs, you ready to get this one a rockin' and a rollin'?
I think so.
I think Chuggs is ready to go. I'm ready to get this one going. The first segment that we got coming up here on today's show is going to be around some surprise roster candidates. And I love doing this show because I think when people watch in the offseason, anybody can talk about Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, Geno Smith, Ashton Genty. The reason why I want you to subscribe to the Raiders Report, and shout out to earlier today, they're like, hey, man, I'm a smarter Raiders fan because I watched this show. The 5 names that I'm going to give you are going to be names where you can go tell your friends, hey, man, I think that this guy's having a really good training camp and he can make the roster. People are going to go, oh, shit, like, oh, you know that? Like, how did you find that out? This show is going to make you a smarter fan today. That I can guarantee you. That one I can guarantee. So, let's get in to our surprise roster candidates coming up here.
It's going to be Coldy.
It's Coldy? I like it. I like it a lot. To the new wheel, I see you. To Ron Raspberry, I see you. Oh, man. RJ Cole up here in the building. Shipwreck Rick up here in the building. You guys ready? I hope so. Coming up right now, let's talk about some surprise roster candidates for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are going up against the Seattle Seahawks in their first preseason game. So I said, you know what? Let's go up against Seahawks today here at Chat Sports. This is a 0-0 race, and it's an August sub battle race. I'm going to keep track of this all week long. If we can't beat the 12s, then I don't think it's fair to say that Raider Nation is the best fan base in the NFL. So let's prove to my bosses, let's prove to the Seahawks fans, let's prove to the world how Raider Nation gets down. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up on today's show, I got some surprise roster candidates after a full week of Raiders training camp. And the way that I have them ranked today is I'm going to be ranking them from 5 down to 1. Now, the way that I'm designing this ranking process is I could see all 5 of these players that I'm going to talk about today, they could make the roster. But I don't think I talked about any of these players making the roster a month ago. The player that is ranked number 1 would be the biggest surprise. The player ranked at number 5, still a surprise, but a little bit of the least surprising route. I love doing these shows also because I said it earlier on the live show. Anybody can talk about Brock Bowers. Anybody can talk about Ashton Genty, Geno Smith, Max Crosby. But the reason why you subscribe to this show, you're going to become a smarter Raiders fan, and it's because of the notes I'm about to bring up here on today's episode. Let's go to the very first name, linebacker, Jamal Adams. And this guy has been honestly giving me a big gold middle finger. I said probably 2 weeks ago when the Raiders signed him, I don't think this is a good move. I don't think it's going to end up panning out. This is going to be a guy the Raiders aren't going to keep on their roster. He has been able to go out there, show out, and he looks healthy, which is a big reason why he does look as good as what he looks right now. And he is having a really solid training camp. Like, I got to be man enough to go, I might be wrong on this Jamal Adams move, because as soon as the pads have gone on, you can see the physicality, you can see some of the leadership ability, and when you're catching the attention of your head coach, obviously that matters. We know how much connections and relationships matter to this organization, but Pete Carroll the other day in his press conference, literally when he was asked about who has caught your eye now that the pads have come on, Devin White's name was mentioned, Jamal Adams' name was mentioned, and another guy's name was mentioned, who you might be hearing about here in a little bit. But overall, he looks healthy. He does actually look like he's in really good shape. And a player that I was concerned if they were going to put him at strong safety, I was concerned they were going to put him in the secondary. They're using him as an inside linebacker. They're allowing him to play up near the line. They're allowing him to be in the box. And at the end of the day, I don't want Jamal Adams dropping back into coverage. You guys don't want Jamal Adams dropping back into coverage. Jamal Adams probably don't want to drop back into coverage. But if you allow him to be an athlete, and if he can stay healthy, and if he is showing that he's grasping this Patrick Graham defense, and if he's showing that, hey, when I'm with Pete Carroll and that guy believes in me, I can be a very different player. For all of those reasons there, I could see Jamal Adams potentially making this roster because the linebacker position is one that's very up in the air right now. They're running a lot of 3 linebacker sets. The Raiders did not draft Tommy Eichenberg. They did not draft, obviously, Amari Gaynor. This is a team that has been constantly moving pieces in and out at that position, and I think it's because they're trying to figure out what exactly they have. So because of all of those reasons, I do think that Jamal Adams has a legit shot at making that 53-man roster. So for those of you that do not know, I'm a guy that likes to ask questions. I'm somebody where we want to be interactive here on this YouTube channel. You're going to listen to what I have to say. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. That's how it works out, right? So keep or cut. You're about to get in with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down. Will Jamal Adams make the Raiders roster? My answer coming up here after this YouTube ad break. I'm going to sit up here and say I think the Raiders are going to end up keeping him. And I recently put out a video, my 53-man Raiders roster projection. That video is actually going to be available to all of y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. I think that Jamal Adams, based on what I've heard, based on what I've seen, and based on the reports, I think he's going to end up making this flipping roster. Let's go to number 4 here on today's show, and it's Zamir White. If you would have told me back when the Raiders drafted Ashton Jeanty that I would do a show in August about the Raiders keeping Zamir White, I would have said only on a Raiders Friday happy hour, which, hey, that's where we are right now. White has shedded some weight, and he does look quicker this offseason. He really bulked up last year, doing maybe way too many curls, if we're being honest. And he had some fumbling issues. He had some issues, I think, just having a little bit of confidence. But he does look better right now. And the reason why that I think it's important that he shedded some weight, that he looks quicker this offseason, that he's worked on his receiving game is because, let's face the facts, if you got 10 carries, if Chip Kelly goes, I got 10 carries to give away, and some are going to go to Ashton Jeanty and some are going to go to Zamir White, I want 0 of those carries to go to Zamir White. Now, how can he make an impact on this offense? By trying to catch the football. And right now, Dylan Laube, Sincere McCormick, Chris Collier, I would say are the guys that he's competing with. Raheem Mostert's going to make this team. Sure, he's missed the last few practices of training camp, but that's only because he was expecting the birth of his child. He was back at Raiders training camp practice on Friday, so obviously it's all good there. But for a dude that we used to call Zeus, and I don't know if you can call Zamir White Zeus after the season that he had last season, but the fact that he was willing and able to shed some weight and he looks quicker, that's how he could potentially make this roster. I think the Raiders end up keeping 4 running backs on this squad, and if it was up to me, I'm probably going to keep Zamir White over Dylan Laube based on what I'm hearing right now. Let's go to number 3 here on the list, and it is Alex Bachmann. If my memory serves me correct, I did a show last off season. It was like May 31st, and I was like, I feel bad for this Alex Bachmann guy. He's got no shot of making the team, and he was able to hang around last off season. And guess what? He's hanging around again this offseason. His chemistry with Aiden O'Connell, it's being noticed, and you should really take notice to how well he's playing right now. If I'm being transparent, I think he's wide receiver 5 right now on this roster behind Jakobi Meyers, Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton Jr., and Jack Besh. I actually think if the season were to start today and the Raiders go, hey, I need a slot receiver, and it's between Tommy Mellott and Alex Bachmann, I think this team would go with Bachmann, and that's okay. He's been in the NFL. It's the practice squads, but he's at least got some of that experience. I'm not saying that Tommy Mellott's not going to pan out, but you got a player who was the FCS, basically the Heisman Trophy winner. It's called the, what is it called for the FCS? I forget it. Walter Payton Award. Walter Payton Award is what it's known as. And Tommy Mellott won that. Essentially, it's the Heisman Trophy for FCS. Oh, Chuggs, thank you so much. Walter Payton Award. But, like, I know that Mellott's got a lot more talent than Bachmann, but I just think Bachmann is a little bit better at his craft right now. And I don't need anything special for my fifth wide receiver. I just need somebody who's a good route runner, who's got sure hands, and he's reliable. Unfortunately, that's just not Tommy Mellott yet. That is, though, Alex Bachmann. And I'm somebody where I'm going to be transparent. It's what I like to do here. I had an amazing interview with Tommy Mellott a few months ago. I'm rooting for that kid, no doubt about it. But the reason why people watch this show, the reason why we've been the most watched Raiders show for the last 7 years in the entire world is because when a player plays well, you're going to give them their flowers. They deserve the flowers. When a player has struggled, you got to talk about it. That's just how this business goes. For Alex Bachmann, though, he's going out there and he's showing that he deserves a roster spot. I don't know if he's going to get one, but if they end up keeping 6 receivers, it's not going to be Colin Johnson. It's not going to be Philip Dorsett. It's not going to be Kyle Phillips. Going to be Alex Bachmann. I'll bet on it. I got more surprise roster candidates coming up here in just a moment, but you know what's a huge surprise to me? The fact that this Ashton Jeanty jersey is still on sale. You can save $26 by going to chatsports.com/Jeanty. Maybe you weren't paying attention. I'm going to say it again, chatsports.com/Jeanty. My guy Chuggs is going to put that link for you guys down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. If you think that this guy's going to be a hell of a running back. If you're like, I do plan on going to the Raiders open practice, or I do plan on going to a Raiders game, I don't know how much you can get by saving $26. In my mind, though, that's at least 2 beers. If you're telling me I can get an Ashton Jeanty jersey and 2 beers at a Raiders game, that alone is a good enough deal for me. So, again, if you need a brand new jersey, sizes from small all the way up to 5XL, chatsports.com/Jeanty. Though, if you're up to the 5XL, maybe instead of 2 beers, I don't know, maybe you get a salad or something at the game. Let's go to number 2 here on the list. It's going to be J.T. Woods, somebody who was signed as a cornerback DB safety hybrid. And this is another name that, quite frankly, I probably owe an apology to. Last week, the Raiders made 9 roster moves in total, and Woods was signed in that 9 roster move day on July 22nd. But you know what I love? Quickly making a name for himself. He's an athletic player. He runs a 4.36 40-yard dash. Patrick Graham loves players that have versatility. Safety, cornerback, hybrid type of dude. But you know what I love Pete Carroll does? Pete Carroll doesn't care how long you've been on this team. He just wants competition. And he's going to mix players around to see who rises to the occasion. Talk is cheap. Pete wants somebody that's going to go out there and really put the pads on and let you know, hey, I'm here and I came ready to play. J.T. Woods has been doing that, quickly making a name for himself. He worked with the cornerback ones on July 31st. That's about, 9 days after being signed? That is noteworthy to me. Eric Stokes has played well. Darian Porter, the rookies, look good on the outside. DeCamerion Richardson is surprising some people. Jacorian Bennett should probably be a little bit nervous about where he stands right now. And if you were to ask me who do I think is the number 1 player that the Raiders could potentially trade this offseason, I do wonder if Jacorian Bennett could be a name to keep in mind there. But overall, J.T. Woods, his versatility, this is a guy that if he made the roster, we would all be surprised. But you know what? I can remember a safety that made this team back in 2022. He was a UDFA. His name was Isaiah Paul Lamau, and now he's probably going to be the starting free safety on this roster. So you know what, man? I want you guys to make the call. What player on the bubble could surprise Raider Nation this upcoming season? We know nobody believes in us to win the AFC West. And I think when you talk about accomplishing the ultimate goal, making the playoffs, winning a Lombardi, but realistically, if you want to go up against, compete against guys like Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and don't get me wrong, Pete Carroll's not afraid to sit at that table. You need a few of these roster bubble candidates to go out there and surprise. So if there's any names that I don't talk about today, make sure you give these guys their flowers down in the comments. Let's go to number 1, though. The number 1 surprise player that I think could make this roster that would shock some people, I'm going to go with cornerback Greedy Vance, the UDFA out of USC. And, I just talked about Isaiah Paul-Mal. Maybe there's some sort of USC tie. Also, isn't there somebody on our coaching staff that's got some USC ties? Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Vance got some love from Pete Carroll recently during his press conference, I think speaks volumes. So earlier in today's show, when I was talking about Jamal Adams getting his flowers, the other player that Pete Carroll said has really opened his eyes and impressed him since the pads have come on is Greedy Vance. And he competes hard every single day. He's also looked a lot better than what I initially anticipated. When the Raiders initially signed all their UDFAs, I sat up here on this show and I said, I think Mello Dotson out of Kansas has an opportunity to make this roster for all the reasons that Greedy's doing right now. But you know what also helps Vance out, which Mello Dotson didn't have? I'll call it a competitive advantage. Right now, out of all the cornerback positions, the Raiders I actually think are a lot better on the outside than what they get credit for. It's that nickelback position. I don't know exactly what they're going to do at the nickel. Is it going to be Darnay Holmes? Maybe. Going to be Thomas Harper? Maybe. What exactly is it going to be? Greedy Vance is a nickel corner. And the fact that he's going out there and he's competing as you-know-what off, and the fact that Pete Carroll's taken notice to that, I'm going to say right now the number one surprise roster candidate on the Las Vegas Raiders that I did not think was going to make the 53-man, Greedy Vance, cornerback from USC. So if you made it this far in the video, I'm going to say I think you're a real one. And I hope that my real ones pull up to our preseason Week 1 watch party. Raiders up against the Seattle Seahawks. It's a late game. 10 p.m. Eastern time. My dad's going to be asleep for hours. I definitely know he ain't going to make this one. But you know what? Chuggs and I are going to be here. And we're going to be live probably leading into August 8th. If you're a diehard Raiders fan and you want to party even for a preseason game, you're a sicko. Well, I like sickos, especially for preseason football. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you guys here Thursday. We're going to be going live an hour, maybe 2 hours before kickoff. All right, y'all, what do you think? Odds that the Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. 0, not going to happen. 100, it's a done deal.
It's already done.
You think it's already a done deal?
I'm saying that would be 100.
Oh, 100, yeah, that's true. Yeah, duh. All right, 99 if you think it's absolutely going to happen. I would say right now, 51. Like, I know that Micah said goodbye today, but we've also seen people do that as like, hey, I'm putting this information out there. You got a bunch of Cowboys players today changing their profile pictures. I'm going to go 51. Ed Robin, I knew somebody was going to type that number, Ed. Raider Nav's going to go with a 30. Noah says 0. I'm surprised by that. I'll be transparent. I don't know how you say 0 after Micah literally said goodbye to the team today. Like, I think it's got to be at least 1.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's got to be at least 1. He literally said goodbye to the football team today. Like,
I'm going to go.
If we did a show, like our guy Reed, he actually made the graphics for it. We call them quote graphics. There is 13 quote graphics that go along with Micah Parsons saying goodbye.
It's a TLDR, hey, I'm pissed at the team. Nothing new with the contract information, and if not, I want to get traded. That's the gist of the...
What'd you say, TLDR?
Too long, don't read.
Oh, okay. I'm literally sitting here, I'm like mental pretzel
Mitch is chronically not online if it doesn't involve football, so...
I'm also not the best at reading, so... TLDR.
That'll be a good one for you then.
Hey, all right, hey, I did not know that.
I went ahead, and we usually do tuna top 5, so I went ahead and just did my tuna top 5 today on my top 5 destinations for Micah Parsons.
All right, let's go. What we got?
Number 5, and I'm just doing this almost as a troll, and also if I was to scale it 1 to 100 or 0 to 100, I'd probably put it at around 65%.
Okay.
I think it's likely that he gets traded. Obviously, he requested a trade, but will he end up pulling the trigger?
Mm-mm. Where? No chance. No chance.
Bro, we were dying at your super chat earlier.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, I'm going to put the Philadelphia Eagles. I know it's very, very unlikely that an interdivision trade happens, but it makes sense. The Eagles are a team that always go in. They're always trying to do splashy moves. Howie Roseman, their GM, he's not afraid to make a trade and spend some draft capital. Also, Eagles have the most draft capital in the first 2 rounds, I believe, in the next 2 years. They have the money to pay
as much as
him.
they've traded, it wouldn't shock me.
I mean, we've talked about, it's very unlikely. We've seen, Neil Farrell Jr. just a couple years ago was traded to the Chiefs. Now, Mike is not a Neil Farrell Jr.
Yeah.
And the thought, if you're the Cowboys fan, of your team trading Micah Parsons to another team that you'll play twice a year is absolutely frightening.
Yep.
But you have to have them on the list. They come in at number 5. I think it's the least likely of these options.
Okay.
But they make the list.
Sounds good.
All right, number 4 on my list, the New England Patriots. A brand new coach in Mike Vrabel. They have a young quarterback in Drake May, so they still have cap space to mess around with. I think it makes sense. They got guys this offseason, but, Landry from the Titans, yes, he's okay, but he's not a premier pass rusher. They've got a really good defensive tackle, Milton Williams from the Philadelphia Eagles. They spent a bag on him. Why not go all in, go balls to the wall with this new coaching staff? Year 2 of Drake May, if you have your guy on a rookie deal at the quarterback position, this is the time when you make moves like this to go all in and maybe spend a first or second round pick trying to get Micah Parsons. And maybe, I know the Bills are obvious favorites in the AFC East. Besides the Bills, though, I think the Patriots are about equal with the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah, if you're New England, you're going, how the hell can we possibly take down the Buffalo Bills? Kind of sounds like you need to go out and get an edge rusher. So, New England, I like that one a lot. Let's go to the next team here.
The Green Bay Packers. They're another team with, Jordan Love. I think they have him on a pretty decent quarterback contract, even though they did pay him. It's not a, I would say top 5 quarterback money deal. So they still have some, money to work with. They have Rashawn Gary. They have Lucas Van Ness, but they could definitely use another premier pass rusher. And in that NFC North, it feels like the past 3 years, it's anybody's division. I know the Lions are really good. So are the Vikings. The Packers were really good as well last year, too.
Yep.
So there's a lot of, options there in the NFC North, and I think the Packers are right in it this year once again. They have a pretty decent offense. Maybe they add a premier guy on the defense to get after a guy like Jared Goff, to get after a new quarterback in J.J. McCarthy.
Caleb Williams, they did a lot to bulk up that offensive line in there in Chicago. Let's go to the next team here for Micah. This is interesting.
The Tennessee Titans are number 2 on my list. Look, they're a team, they had the number 1 pick this year in Cam Ward.
Okay.
They have, they lost some guys on defense. They have, in my opinion, maybe the best defensive tackle duo in the National Football League. Jeffrey Simmons and Tavondre Sweat, those dudes are ballers. They need edge rushers, though. And I think Micah Parsons, I know, not everybody sees the Titans as a team that can go and contend this year. I actually view them as the biggest competitors to the Houston Texans in the AFC South. I think the Colts are a joke with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
I think the Jaguars are frauds with Trevor Lawrence. I think the Titans have a real opportunity to either sneak their way into a wild card kind of picture, or if the Texans have a down year, maybe even be a surprise team to win the AFC South. I like Cam Ward. I thought he was the best quarterback coming out of the draft this year.
Facts.
And I kind of like what they have going down there in Tennessee. So if they add a guy like Micah Parsons, does that vault them into maybe one of the top 7 teams in the AFC? I think so. They have a ton of money, too. We talk about these quarterback deals. You look at quarterbacks on rookie deals. These are the teams that I think are the most likely to trade for Micah Parsons. If you are not paying a quarterback, that means you can pay another guy premier money, and that's what Micah Parsons wants. He wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, and how do you do that? By having a quarterback that doesn't make a lot of money, which leads me to my number 1 team, the Chicago Bears. They bulked up their offensive line already this year. Second year of Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 overall pick. They have a new head coach in Ben Johnson. If they can add a premier pass rusher in that NFC North, I think the Bears are trying to go all in this year. And what says all in more than going out and getting maybe one of the top edge rushers in the National Football League? You have a new offense there with Ben Johnson, but you can't not focus on the defense. They have good pieces on the defense. I don't think they have a premier edge rusher just yet. The way you do that, is with Micah Parsons. And once again, another quarterback on a rookie deal. You can give Micah Parsons all that money, front load it. So then in 3 years when you have to pay Caleb Williams, you're good because you already paid Micah Parsons all the money that he needed in those first couple of years, and then you don't have to worry about it from then on. That's why the Chicago Bears are my #1 destination for Micah Parsons.
Wouldn't that be wild? The team, like the deal that I think ends up getting it done, I think from a cost perspective wise, it's going to be kind of like I think what the Khalil Mack deal was with the Raiders when they traded him to the Chicago Bears, which I believe was what, 2 firsts, a third, and a sixth is what the Raiders got. And I believe the Raiders sent the Bears Khalil Mack a second and I want to say a 7th-round pick if that is right. It's going to be close to that.
Yeah.
But, Chicago did that deal for Khalil. I would say it worked out for them pretty well. That would be something. But, you have to wonder if you're Chicago, it's kind of like now or never. I'm not as sold on Minnesota because I'm not a J.J. McCarthy believer. Green Bay, we'll see what they can end up getting done. But if you want to go up and you want to compete against the Detroit Lions, I think the Lions could be a fraudulent team this season because they lost their DC and they lost their OC. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Dan Campbell, but losing your coordinators on both sides of the football, that is something really, really tough that might not create headlines. But if the Bears have an opportunity, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun.
Did I miss any teams? Do you agree with my list? Do you think my list is shit? Let me know down in the comments section.
Let's also be transparent here. I think every single NFL team should at least pick up the phone and give the Cowboys a call, give Micah's agent a call. The reason why I don't think the Raiders are going to happen again, Micah Parsons, Christian Wilkins, same agent. A lot of issues right now with that agent.
Also, what precedent does that set if you trade for Micah Parsons, make him the highest paid non-quarterback? You also have Max Crosby on your team. Is that saying, yeah, Max, we don't value you nearly as much as we value Micah Parsons?
No, I don't think it does, and I say that because Micah and Max are like really good friends. So again, Micah right now is down with the Dallas Cowboys. Max grew up in pretty close to the Dallas area, and I know in the offseason they train together, they work out together. Like Max and Micah are boys.
You don't think he would feel any type of way if there was another edge rusher on his team that was making $10 million more a year than him?
I would hope not, and I think it's because if Max looks at how this whole offseason went, the Raiders prioritized Crosby. They did. They paid him. They made sure that they let him know, and they even front-loaded his contract. So they said, hey, instead of back-loading it, I'm going to give you more money up front. $38 million this year, $32 million next season, and then it's like in the 29s over the past 3 seasons. If Max wants to win a Super Bowl, and I know that he does, that's at this point what he's chasing. And quite frankly, if any player on the Raiders isn't chasing that, go the F somewhere else. I don't want you here. That's not commitment to excellence. I mean, Micah Parsons and Max Crosby. Oh, my God.
I will say, I see some people saying the Washington Commanders. I was flirting with the Commanders being the number 5 team. I think the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I will say, I don't know if the Cowboys would want to unleash the Commanders like that. Rookie year, Jaden Daniels, they make it to the NFC Championship game. I know the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year.
The Dan Quinn connection is interesting.
There is a connection there.
But at the same time, I think they would value, I think they would actually, this may be me just being crazy. I almost wonder if the Cowboys would say, I'm more okay trading him to the Eagles, even though they just won a Super Bowl, because they value Dan Quinn. They loved Quinn down there. But Quinn goes over to Washington, and
if he wins if he goes to the Super Bowl year 2,
I think
Cowboys fans are looking at Jerry Jones and them being like, wow, we had him on staff and you didn't make him the head coach.
I think it's that. I think there's also, though, you talked about the cheap quarterback and why a lot of these teams are in there. Jaden Daniels, where he's at right now, and if they get Micah and you still have Jaden really cheap for definitely 2 more years, I think that might scare people more. Don't get me wrong, and I get Philly's done a lot of winning. They've won more football games than anybody outside of the Kansas City Chiefs over the past 3 seasons. But I think if you were to ask 32 NFL GMs, 32 NFL fans right now, which quarterback do you fear more, Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts for this season and for the next 5? I think more people would say Jaden Daniels, and for that reason.
Better Jaden Daniels or Cam Newton?
I know Cam's won an MVP, but I think Jaden Daniels is special, and anybody that watches this show knows how much I love Jaden Daniels a few years ago.
Didn't you want the Raiders to draft him?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The last 2 quarterbacks I've wanted the Raiders to draft, Cam Ward, Jaden Daniels. We'll see what ends up happening, though. Also could have had C.J. Stroud, but thank you, Josh McDaniels, for going out and getting Jimmy Garoppolo 3 years, $72 million. But, hey,
That was a good
we
deal.
got Geno Smith now.
That was a good deal.
Hey, we do. It was a good deal. Also, we got a mailbag coming up here on the Raiders Report, and I'm going to say this. I don't know if y'all were up too late hanging out with me last night for the Hall of Fame game. Friday happy hour. I want to get it picked up here a little bit. I'm trying to get my weekend started the right way. For those of you that do not know, we're all going to get into a mailbag here. Hashtag Raiders. You can super chat to skip the line, or you can send in that hashtag Raiders. You can wait in line, and we'll get your question up on screen. For those that do not know what our deals are today, every $5 super chat that we get on today's program, you're going to be entered in for a chance to win a fantasy football raffle spot in our actual league. Can't wait to see who ends up getting it. Every hundo that we get today, every bang, right now, Nabman and my guy Ed Robbins, looks like the only 2 people that are trying to get after it on a Raiders Friday happy hour. Every bang, I'm putting one back. Hopefully, y'all tune in with us. Let's go to Gannon. What up, Gannon? Mitch, random question. If you had to create a new team for the NFL, city and team, name what would it be? Sending love from Lake Tahoe, California. I actually did this for my final project in college, and
What was the team?
so we had to come up with the team name, who the owner would be, and where the destination essentially would be. The team that I ended up coming up with was owned by Phil Knight, the owner of Nike, and we were called the Knights, and we were located right next to the Nike headquarters, which I forget what city that is exactly.
I believe it's in Oregon.
I know it's in Oregon, but there is no NFL team in Oregon. So because of that, based off those reasons, now again, I did that project in 2015.
Color silver and black.
No, the colors were based off of Rutgers. So again, where I went to college at a place near, it's called Centenary
They're saying
College.
Eugene, Oregon.
Eugene, Oregon. So that's where the team was. It was Eugene, Oregon. They were called the Knights and owned by Phil Knight, owned by Nike, and the colors were black, red, and silver. And I built it off of the Rutgers color scheme. I'm actually curious. I'll look to see if I can find it because I haven't gotten many A's in my life, especially in college. I got an A on that one.
Raphael, I think Tahoe is one of those cities that it's actually on the border. I think Tahoe is in Nevada and California.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Geography's not my strong suit. Might surprise you.
That's a good question though.
What do we got?
New guys, do y'all have any input on this?
They're like, I thought we were just going to be here chilling today.
They're like, I'm not going to lie, I just was not paying attention.
Oh, actually, Portland was the city. Portland. That was 1,000,000%. Portland, Oregon.
Give me the Mexico City Conquistadors. Gold and green.
That's wild. The Mexico City
Conquistadors.
What does that mean?
A conquistador is like somebody who was like would travel and be like basically claim land for whatever king or whatever they were serving. So it was like people who were like adventurers.
Interesting. I mean, it sounds intriguing. The problem is if I'd have to start every single show and I'd have to say conquistador,
that'd take up a lot of characters in the title.
Yeah, that's true. The SEO on
Conquistador
that would be
rumors.
Disaster. Oh man. Kirk Lackey, are we really moving JPJ to guard? I'll tell you this, it kind of does sound like that.
That's a good question for the mailbag.
Is this a real deal that just happened? The Cowboys have agreed to a deal with La'el Collins to bring him back to Dallas pending a physical.
Let's go.
Only the Cowboys. I mean, only they're like, you know what? Instead of fixing the Micah problem, let's just go out and maybe they need an offensive tackle. That's wild to me, though, man. I don't think Mexico would appreciate the conquistadors. Maybe not. I don't know, man. The Utah Super Soakers is wild. I don't know if we can do that one, but The Seattle Supersonics happened.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, now that I'm doing a little history, just kind of research, they did come over from Spain and kind of take over Mexico.
All right. See, here's the thing. I wouldn't know. History, school in general. If you're a kid that's watching this show, it wasn't for me.
Seth said, "Conquistador Nation, what's going on?"
Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I'm going to be honest with you. Not quite the same ring to it. So let's get into the mailbag coming up here on today's show. And then after the mailbag, what we're going to have left to do, we're going to do a raffle. And then I'm going to end up doing a duck race. If you're trying to get in the duck race, it is a $20 Venmo. You would go home with $160 here on today's episode. No, zero, it's just all talk like Zahn. Hey, man, you got to be careful with Zahn. Oh, with Micah?
He was saying it's 0% chance.
Oh, I don't know if Zahn's here or not, but I know that Zahn is a crazy dude.
Jack Eats Spicy Shit says, Mitch, should I get in on the duck race again today?
I'm not going to get mad at you for it. Go ahead, man. I think it'd be pretty legendary if you did. Also, it's Friday happy hour. I'm trying to get after it, so we're going to do this. I'm going to give you guys a deal. Every alley-oop beer bong, we're going to throw one down today on the show. Sancho, yes, $20 Venmo to get in for the duck race here on today's program. TV, or are we going to see? See, Gabe, go. Chuggs' new show, Conquistadors currently on Chat Sports. I'll tell you this, clever name. It's a clever name. TV, unzip this. Nathan Arkansas Peterman's for a team. I'm going to be real. No idea. I don't know, but that does look like the goat that got swallowed in Jurassic Park in the very first one. Malachi B. went to practice today, and the defense looked good. Okay, I heard Gino was throwing the ball all over the place. Brock didn't practice today. Michael Mayer looked really solid. Jakobi Meyers continues to be a really solid go-to guy for Gino. But I heard today practice was a little bit laid back just based on some of the people that were there today. I don't know if that aligns with what you heard or saw, but hey, if you want to share your 2 cents, let's do it. All right, let's get into the mailbag here on today's episode of the Raiders Report. And I'll always say this, we do deals here on today's show where we always try to get down on a Friday happy hour. If y'all aren't trying to get after it today, I'm not going to be upset. I just create deals that way. You guys have the ability to get after it if we're trying to do that. If not, it's all good. We'll do the duck race. We'll do the raffle, and then we'll get the weekend started. I'll tell you this. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's technically our final weekend before football starts. For us, this is the last true weekend until everything gets going.
Also, reminder, you can still get your question in, #Raiders. We still have a couple more slots available for the mailbag. So if you have any questions, NFL, Raiders related, #Raiders, or you can super chat to get on the program.
Soldier Man, I see ya. You, sir, are in. Raider Sancho, you, sir, are in. Husker Raider, you in. $20 Venmo right now. You would go home with $190 here on today's program. So, Jack Eats Spicy Shit. I've seen people win back-to-back races. I've never seen anybody win 3 straight races, though. At least, I don't remember. That's what I'll say. Mailbag time. You ready, my man? Uh-oh. Lube up.
He's married.
Same. They're like, should I bring my beer bong?
That was like from Shrek. He said, you're coming with me.
Oh, boy. That's actually hilarious. Actually, the Chicago Chuggs. It's not a bad name. Man! Who's going to throw it down? Alley-oop. Okay, I got you, Yoda Jenkins. We'll slam that mother effer down for me. By the way, went over and terrorized the Dallas chat. Jerry Jones is a dumbass. Pay your best player, most impact. I mean, I think at the end of the day, if you know that you have a player and you value that player, I don't understand how you don't sign. Like, to me personally, CeeDee Lamb or Micah Parsons, I'm going to go get give Micah his deal. Like, I don't know how you trade for a guy like George Pickens and then you don't reward a guy like Micah Parsons. I just think sometimes bad organizations stay bad because they do dumb shit every single time. So now, man, throws one up to Yoda Jenkins. Bang! That's one. I got this. Jimmy G throws hospital balls. Devontae, I got to get the F out of here. Fast forward to Devontae in 2025. Jimmy G and me, we tight. It's why I said I don't believe anything Jimmy Garoppolo says, and I saw somebody on Twitter say this, and I'm mad that I don't remember it. But Davante Adams is the type of guy to steal your wallet and then help you look for it. Like, oh, I can't. Oh, dude, I lost my wallet. Oh, did you really? Let me help you look for that. And he'll spend an hour or two helping you look for it, but he's the one that ended up stealing it. Now, man, Yoda, this one's for y'all.
Let's go. Oh, my goodness. We got another one.
Patrick B! Who's going to throw it down? Patrick B. Oh, it's already been thrown down. And Robbins! Bang!
Oh, wait, no. It was, sorry, that was an older one.
Let's go!
It was this one.
Oh, this one? Wait.
This is the one that just came in. Oh, wait, no, another one came in from.
I was going to say, I saw Ed. You're good.
Ed did.
You're
Ed
good.
Did.
All right, hang on a second.
Ed slammed it down.
Hang on a second.
And then Lord Cameron Abbott sent another one. Okay, I was confused.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I was tripping balls there for a second. I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw Ed Robbins throw one in. So this one goes out to my guy Patrick B. Mount Raidermore and Ed flipping Robbins. I'll tell you what. That's actually pretty good.
What was it?
The green apple. Oh, we got a green screen, so you can't see it. The green apple one, it's not bad. Lord Cameron Abbott to Bayou. Bang! I'll tell you what. It's fun to stay at the LCA down at the Bayou.
This one's new.
Oh, boy. All right, maybe I should not have made this deal. Holy cow. Rustin Long! Hey, man, Rustin just threw one up. And if we keep doing this, I might throw one up. It's Friday happy hour here on the Raiders Report.
I think we're caught up. Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yeah, Rustin. Somebody needs to throw down for Rustin. Who's going to do it for Rustin?
Oh. Holy cow. All right, my stomach. I feel like I'm going to explode.
Okay, now we got it. Now we're caught up with the alley-oops.
Rustin L-C-A! Bang! Oh, my goodness. What is happening? What is happening?
You unleashed the bloodhounds.
There's blood in the water, and apparently it's mine.
Lord Cameron Abbott. Oh. Bang! And then Blaine Craig. Bang!
sweet Jesus. 8-pound, 8-ounce, little baby Jesus. Don't even know a word yet. Holy cow. Holy cow. And try this one. I am 1,000,000% stalling right now.
Green apple.
I actually think you're really going to like that. I'm surprised how good that.
I'm kidding. It's good.
I'm shocked, actually.
It's good. It tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think it's pretty damn good.
Nico!
I think I just went from 6 to midnight. Got you. Salute to all.
He threw it up off the backboard, too.
Oh! See! Raider! Bang!
Bup, 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 bup.
Bang. Holy cow. All right. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try. I am very, very bloated right now.
How about them Stros?
I don't know. How about them?
How about them?
I have no idea. I don't watch baseball. Oh, my God. All right. Somebody get me a life jacket. I'm going to need a life jacket. Let's just let's be honest with ourselves here. This is about to get weird. Can we bring the newbies back in? They might have been bad luck because since Harrison has stole them, this has just turned into an absolute onslaught here at the Raiders Report. I will say I might need a few more. I might need a few more, though. I don't know what our top fans are at right now. I did make a deal, though. Jesus. I said if 5 people get to 10K XP, I owe y'all a boot. There's a lot of people right now that could get to that. That would be bad news bears for your boy. Nah, man, you're going to get a sloppy Mitchell Renz on your show. But you know what? I'm having a good time today. It's Friday, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for pulling up today. I was going to say, if you want to go fill up some brewskis here, to the 365 people watching, today's going to get a little bit messy. Today's going to get a little bit messy. I don't know if my guy Jansen is here or if anybody can do some math on what we owe right now, but I need some help. Frankie 2K said, I'm going to max out the XP. If Frankie 2X maxes out the XP, I already got the boot poured up. And it's a David Zahn boot. So if you don't know what a David Zahn milkshake is, then I definitely know you're new to this program. Ed says I owe 2. Honestly, you guys probably could have said almost any number, and I might have done it. I got one poured up here. Chuggs, he's gonna go get me some more. I gotta switch it up a little bit. The cold, some of these are too cold for me. Frankie 2K. Andre says I owe 3. Shield Family says I owe 3. Ah, shit, dude. This is not going to be easy. This mailbag's going to be, it's not going to be my best. I'll be honest. It's not going to be my best. Though, there's no other place I'd rather be than hanging out with the nation. Frankie says you owe 3, bro. All right, Frankie. It's actually 3. Jack, let me check real quick. You want to talk about stalling? This is me stalling right now. My stomach feels like I don't know what it feels like to be pregnant, but I feel like this has got to be a close feeling. To all the ladies out there, I'm sorry. I did see one of our OG watchers. I saw earlier in the chat. She was like, I'm with my husband right now. I'm like driving. I think they said they were going to the beach. Wild. I like watching Mitch when he's a little twisted from Frankie. Thanks, Frankie. I mean, at the end of the day, this has always just got to be one of those shows that We're going to talk about Raiders stuff. When we got to be serious, like, let's be serious. I do always get worried because, like, I'm right now on the line of where I know this show's about to go. And, like, if Jakobi Meyers news happened, though I feel like if Jakobi Meyers news happened, I'd be like, you try to, like, sober up real quick. We've all had that moment where you're like, all right, Mitch, all right, whoever. You're like, I got to be able to just get home. And how the hell do I get home? Let's walk home. Oh, man. Raiders Shield family. All right, let me get some people here in the duck race. The last names that I saw, I got Patrick B. I see Carlos Rodriguez. I got you. I just saw this tweet from Aaron Wilson. Texans signed defensive tackle Marlon Davidson. Okay. George Torres, I got you. Mark Call, I got you. And then Steven Atone, I got you. $20 Venmo, you would go home with $250 here on the show. Chuggs, I hate to do this to you. You got a beer bong in you. Chuggs is like, all right, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Do you care what flavor it is? That's raspberry. For Ronald, raspberry. All right, Chuggs is going to take one for me because sassberry. Sassberry tastes like sassberries. Raspberries taste like raspberries. Hey, let's have some fun today. I'm not gonna lie. I just got hit in the face, and it's all
the
poured
pause.
In. Hey, be nice. Everyone, be nice. Mitch calling in Chuggs for backup. You guys just kicked the shit out of me. I mean, we went from a very. I was okay.
You know that meme where
and I just got rocked.
Where it's like it's like the Batman meme, and he's like punching that dude. He's like, "You want some of this?"
Oh my goodness. Though low-key, I think we got to get more of these green apple White Claws. They're actually good. I don't know if that's just because I'm so sick of the Happy Dads. But, man, oh man. I am, this mailbag's not going to be my best.
Gilbert.
I'll tell you that. What up, Gilbert? I got my tickets for the Raiders vs. Chargers in L.A. on November 30th. VIP seats. All right, guys. We might have to end this 50 deal. Your boy is cooking right now. Your boy is absolutely cooking right now. All right. No more of the 50 deal. You guys are going to put me in a body bag.
Suavemente. Suavemente.
Appreciate y'all so much. I send y'all a playoff kiss on the head.
Playful.
Exactly. Yeah, see, that's on you. That's on you. Though, I'll tell you this. I'll take a playoff kiss. If you're telling me I can get into the playoffs, get a little kiss on the forehead, and make the playoffs, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it, man. I think all of us would take a playoff kiss on the head. It's going to get worse and worse. It's going to get worse and worse. Mitch, fill that boot up with vodka. Okay, J-Man. I think I'd rather do a queso boot.
That'd be kind of lit.
What, a queso boot? I think I would drink that until it would take me right now the way that I feel. That's 30 minutes easy. Dude, a queso boot would
and
be
it wasn't just queso, it was queso and beer mixed together, so it looked like a lava lamp.
Yeah, which I actually think if it would have been just like pure queso would have been way more difficult.
You wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You would have.
I honestly wouldn't have shit for a month.
You would have shit yourself.
I don't think I would have. Would it make you constipated, or would it do the exact opposite?
That much cheese, I think it would do the exact opposite.
It might do both.
I think bread is what stops you up.
No, dude, cheese absolutely makes you constipated. Cheese makes you constipated, right? It does. Absolutely it does. You can't tell me it doesn't.
Yeah.
What? It does? He's like, yep. Yeah, it does.
It has.
I don't know what a queso boot. I mean, again, I do remember it ruined my insides. I'm not going to lie to you.
He has documentation.
But a full queso boot, I can't even imagine. Oh, my God. Patrick B. Too drunk to taste this chicken. Oh, shit, dude. I love you guys. Cheers. This one's going to go down. And then we got to get into this mailbag or else I'm going to lose subscribers on that mailbag. Somebody's going to tune in and be like, this is the guy that runs the Raiders show? This guy sucks, dude. Oh, my God. All right. Hang on a second.
God.
I don't know how this... Oh, my God, dude. I don't know how this avalanche started. But, this avalanche is going... Gannon! Bang! Screw it! I'll tell you this, in my experience, every bang that has started with screw it is going to be one that you regret. We're doing our first ever bang on the Raiders Report. So hyped for this year's season. Love all the content you and Chuggs put out. If you want to know what happens when you drink 36 ounces of queso, you hit that subscribe button. Much live to the Raiders Report. Favorite movie character?
Not movie character.
All right, actually, how about this, Gannon? And I love what you did here because I think when you ask a question like this, we can always take this to a Tuna's top 5. So I want to properly answer this one, but I'm just going to be honest. I got to get into this mailbag. It's hitting me like a ton of bricks. Let's do the mailbag.
I think I can name Mitch's favorite just movie character.
We got to do the mailbag, and then we're going to get into we're going to keep doing the shenanigans. I can feel it. I can tell I got about 15 minutes before this gets ugly. It's hitting me, man. I don't know how many beers I just put back. My stomach feels like I am.
For Mitch, I would guess it would be the what's it? Chang from Hangover.
Chang from Hangover? Favorite movie character?
Toodaloo, motherfuckers!
I mean, if anything, I think I like Alan more than I like Chang in the Hangover series. I did not. I thought this was an old one. No, man! Bang! Deep, deep, deep. Gone.
Oh, they're saying it's Mr. Chow.
Mr. Chow. Mr. Chow. All right, mailbag. We're going to get back to Nabman. I'm going to get back to Gannon.
Wait, no. He said, rules are rules. He came off the 50. Okay, got it. Pound that shit, Mitch. Bring beers to my show later. You are not done. By my count, he still owes 3 at Ed Robbins, right?
No. I mean, right now, probably. At this point, I think 3 is probably a...
I think from that, and then our guy, Bamondi, just sent a Venmo for the duck race. This is all I can do tonight. I'm tapped out for a week or 2, but I love you, Raider Nation. We need to extend Jakobi ASAP. $16 to $19 million a year is fair, in my opinion. Raiders.
If you want, can you put that one in the mailbag just because it's about Jakobi? But Mondi, I'll say this, dude. You never have to say, I don't know. I always say you never have to apologize. You never have to say any of that stuff. I think people, when they do shit on this show, it literally blows my mind every single day. And you've been somebody that I think has really stepped up, shown out on this show over the past, few weeks, few months. And for somebody like you who I think has maybe just found the channel, or I don't know, maybe just hit the lottery or you just got a new raise or something like that. You've been balling out here, right? And I think once the football season starts, I'm excited for people, like you, but I'm also excited for the amount of thousands, and I mean thousands of Raiders fans that are going to know who you are, right? Like when Rebel shows up to practice tomorrow, people are going to know who Rebel Montana is. Like I guarantee you this. You keep doing what you're doing on this show.
Oh, yeah.
You wear a jersey that says Bamondi on it. People are going to go, dude, I saw Zolin taking pictures and signing autographs when we were together.
Anybody going to practice tomorrow, meet Rebel at Al's Torch right after practice.
Yep.
Raiders Report meetup at Al's Torch right after practice tomorrow. Rebel will be there.
Be there or be square. The way Mitch feeling right now, don't let him in the locker room.
Now Wilkins is.
Dude, I'll tell you this, Noah. I feel like a baked potato right now. Your boy is a little bit overdone, but we still have a mailbag to do. Oh, my God, dude. I'm leaking. I got snot coming out of my nose. You guys are just killing me right now. Did we just not even do a mailbag? You guys, let's get into a mailbag real quick. Let's power through one.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to do my best. 10 minutes. Maybe 9. 9-minute bag. This is going to be a quick mailbag. So buckle up, Buttercup. After this, it's going to be bad. Okay? It's going to be bad. Whew. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up on today's show, we got some mailbag questions from Raider Nation. These questions are from August 1st, so just please keep that in mind. I'm just always going to be transparent with y'all. We got after it on Raiders Friday Happy Hour, and we had a lot of fun, and some of y'all might be able to tell. We had some beers during Friday Happy Hour, but you know what? If you miss Friday Happy Hour, you can always tune in. It might surprise you. It's on Friday. Today's show is presented by Panda Sups, and if you want to save on some of the best workout supplements on the market, use code Raiders for 20% off at pandasups.com. Every single question, every single super chat that you see on today's program is from our loyal subscribers over on the Raiders Report. Bamondi! What's going on, my man? We need to extend Jakobi ASAP. 16 to 19 million a year is fair, in my opinion. I'll say this. First off, you're a legend. Don't ever apologize. I can't wait for the season to start. Bamondi, people are going to know the name. I guarantee you. In terms of Jakobi, I'm thinking about 18 million per year is what I've been saying for the extension. 3 years, $54 million on top of the 1 year that he has. So essentially, it's looking like 4 for $69. It comes out to him being, it's like basically like the 25th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL is the contract projection that I put forward. But I think that you do this deal with Jakobi to show everybody on that team we have a commitment to excellence, and we're going to honor the players that show up and do the right things, which is really important after what happened with Christian Wilkins. Let's go to Shipwreck Rick. What up, man? Would you be willing to give up Jakobi to block the Chiefs or the Chargers from getting Scary Terry? I don't want to give up Jakobi to block the Chiefs. Like, Jacoby's a good enough player where you just don't give him up, right, to block. Do I think Terry McLaurin is a better player than Jakobi Meyers? Yes, I do. Do I think Jakobi Meyers, though, at $18 million compared to Terry McLaurin at $30 million, when you look at how they would fit in this offense, Jacoby's a better run blocker. Jacoby's going to do a lot of the grit and some of the stuff that's not going to get as much of attention that maybe McLaurin would do. Jakobi is slightly younger, but overall, I'm not worried about what the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to do. At the end of the day, you got to try to make your team better. And just giving up Jakobi Meyers doesn't make you better. My guy, Navman, what's up, brother? I see Jakobi 2-year, $42 million, half of that guaranteed. Ah, man, I don't disagree with your contract projection. My original projection that I did was 2 years, $40 million, which essentially put Jakobi with the deal that he has right now. It's about like 3 years, 54, 55 is kind of what my initial projection was. The only reason why I think that they're going to give him a 3-year extension on top of the 1 year that they did is because they just did it with Kolton Miller. And Miller's deal was 3 years, 66 with $42.5 million guaranteed, and now he's basically tied to the Raiders for 4 years. The way that I look at the Kolton Miller deal, which is why I'm just bringing it up because I think it's how they'll do it with Jakobi, is Pete Carroll got 3 years, 4th-year option. Kolton Miller definitely has 3 years on that deal because, again, $42.5 million tells me that 2 of those years are fully guaranteed. But Miller, 3 years essentially, 4th-year option. Jakobi Meyers, I would imagine they gave him a 3-year deal, 3 years, 4th-year option. I think you guys are following what I'm putting down. Seriously, y'all, appreciate each and every one of y'all for always pulling up here to the Raiders Report. And if you find yourself looking for Raiders content in the offseason, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on those notifications because anytime the Raiders do something, I'm going to make a video about it. If the Raiders extend Jakobi Meyers, I'm going to talk about it. We've been getting a lot of crazy questions on our live show today about Micah Parsons, Terry McLaurin. If any of those deals end up going down, we're going to make a video about it. I don't want you to miss it, so hit that subscribe button. Let's go to my dude, Malachi B. Does JPJ have a chance to get center back? Sure. I would say right now, and this is, again, I'm filming this video on Friday. I got a text message right after Raiders training camp practice on August 1st because I messaged them. I'm like, what the hell are the Raiders doing? Because I saw JPJ was taking snaps at right guard with the second team, and I was freaking out. I'm like, what on earth is this organization doing? We are way too smart. We've done way too many good things to make JPJ a backup. He's arguably the best offensive line we have on our team. The text message that I got was basically like, bro, calm down. I already know you're going to freak out. I think the Raiders, what they're trying to figure out is Jordan Meredith at center. Who works well with Jordan Meredith? Dylan Parham, Alex Kappa. It's not we don't think JPJ's the guy. It's more we're trying to figure out what we have with that trio because we already know what we have with JPJ. I hope that that's true because I'm telling you this. For an organization that I have sat up here and I have preached, they're doing the smart things. The dumbest thing you could possibly do is not putting JPJ in your starting offensive line. I will lose my mind if that ends up happening. Let's go to Callie Liv. What up, Callie? If the Raiders extend Jakobi Meyers, what will it cost? I'm going to go with, again, 3-year deal, 3-year extension, $54 million. So that deal, again, 4 for $69. If you give him somewhere around $17, $18 million per year, he's going to be around the 25th highest paid wide receiver. And that's just the value that I think Jakobi is. Do I think he's the number one? No, I do not. But if you make him the 20th, 25th, somewhere in that range, highest paid receiver now, next year he's probably going to be like 25 to 30. The year after that, he's going to be beyond that. And even if Jakobi's not as good now or even if he's not as good then as what he is now, he's still going to be worth the money. And for the mindset that guy brings to the table every single day, for the Raiders, an organization that's trying to build things the right way, you need guys like that. So let me know, true or false. Oh, I like this one. Jakobi Meyers is a top 25 wide receiver. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. Y'all are about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and give me your answer. I'm going to go with true. And I'm saying this because Jakobi Meyers might not be a top 25 wide receiver on all 32 NFL teams, but he's a top 25 receiver on the Raiders. And I say that because of the fit. He's a good blocker. That fits with what we do. He's a great route runner. That fits with having a quarterback like Geno Smith. Great hands. For Geno, how accurate he is, all of those things are reasons why I think he's a top 25 receiver on the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go to see Gabe go. I think Justin Simmons is a better option for the money compared to Parsons. I don't really know. I mean, this is like you saying, we're comparing a Lamborghini to a Porsche. Both are great, but one costs way more than the other. Like Micah Parsons on a per-year deal is probably going to be like $42 million per year. Highest paid non-NFL quarterback. Like, that's what Parsons is going to be. Where Justin Simmons, on the other hand, I would imagine he's probably like 8, 9, maybe 10 million per year. So do I think spending that money makes more sense? I love Justin Simmons, okay? But in the NFL, if you told me right now, if the Raiders said, hey, we have the money to do it, and Micah's agent is willing to work with the Raiders, as much as I love Justin Simmons, much as I love him, Micah Parsons, like 26, 27 years old. Him and Max Crosby are honestly great, great friends. And you want to take down Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, Max Crosby on one side, Micah Parsons on the other, Malcolm Kuntz as well. I just don't know what offensive coordinators would do, because Micah and Max, one of those guys is going to get one-on-ones. That's a lot of sacks for the silver and black. What up, Phillip? Can we go get Micah? Him and Max would be elite. We need help with no more Wilkins. What are the chances? I'll be transparent, and I said this earlier on the show. I would say there is, I don't want to say a 0% chance, because the last time I said that, the Raiders traded for Davante Adams. I think there's a 1% chance, and I'll say I think it's just really, really low. Not because of Micah, not even because of the Raiders have the money to do it. It's the agent, and the agent of Micah Parsons is the same agent as Christian Wilkins. And you got to think how an agent thinks. The Raiders right now are trying to avoid $35.2 million. That takes a large lump sum of money away from this agent. So let's say the agent's making 5%, maybe he's making 2%, whatever it is, that guy is going to feel a certain type of way against the Raiders right now, and I'll be transparent. The relationship between Wilkins and his team with the Raiders, it's not good. It's really bad. So because of that, I do not think that this deal is going to end up getting done. But I would say the only way that it does end up getting done is if the Raiders massively overpay compared to everybody else. And as much as I want Micah Parsons, I would say for, let's say, a normal NFL team, Chuggs gave us top 5 earlier on our live show, and I said earlier, I think it's like 42, 43. If I told you the Raiders have to get closer, I think the Raiders, for them to get them, they would have to get closer to $45, $46 million per year. To pay that much money to an edge when you're also paying Max Crosby, I think it's just really going to limit your overall ability to build, and the Raiders just believe in their ability to build already in the draft. So, today's show presented by Panda Sups. Make sure that you guys use code Raiders. You're going to get 20% off at pandasups.com. They do have a brand new product that I want to be able to tell you about. It's called First Blood, and this is a pre-workout. Essentially, with their new pre-workout, I'll always caution people, and I'll say this. I love their pre-workout, but it is very, very strong. If you are a little bit sensitive to caffeine, you might only want to take half a scoop, maybe a quarter of a scoop. But what I love about Panda Sups, and what I love about the guy that owns them, owned and operated by a Raiders fan, and he told me this: if you use code Raiders, not only are you going to get 20% off at pandasups.com, there is a special surprise inside. I was told that the surprise inside is a $30 value. I don't know what it is, but you know what? I am a sucker for a good surprise inside. Also, if you need some protein, you can get some of their new premium whey protein isolate at pandasups.com. Use code Raiders, and some of the brand new flavors that they have are peanut butter cookie, chocolate brownie, and also toasted honey graham. Recently, I had a Raiders Report watcher DM me on Instagram, and the one that they ended up getting was the toasted honey graham. And essentially what they told me, they were like, dude, I just went out, I bought toasted honey graham cereal, and instead of milk, I'm using the protein. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to lie, talking about it right now sounds really good. Let's go to my man Suavemente. I've never done trades, but would this be reasonable? Jack Besh in a third and a second for Scary Terry. That's not a good deal for the Raiders. And I say that because any trade that I've ever shown on this show regarding Terry McLaurin was before Terry McLaurin's team said, hey, we want to be traded. As soon as somebody goes, hey, I want to be traded, think of that as almost like it's a yard sale. And the price just goes down a little bit. I don't see Las Vegas trading Jack Besh as much as some of y'all might want them to. To me, the more realistic receiver that you would move on from is Trey Tucker. And this is a regime that drafted Besh. They drafted Dante Thornton. Yes, they've been very impressed about Trey Tucker, but at the exact same time, he's in his third year. You have a field stretcher in Dante Thornton Jr. I would say the price tag is probably like Trey Tucker, and I don't know if it's a second-round pick. It's honestly probably a day 3, maybe like a 4th rounder. Since you said no to Micah, what about McLaurin? All right, how about this? If I'm going to actually give a trade, let's do a 4th-round pick, Trey Tucker for Terry McLaurin. And that's probably a low ball offer, but I think if you're the Raiders, you have to low ball Washington a little bit because McLaurin has already asked for a trade, and I think teams that are, or people that are linking the Raiders to Terry McLaurin don't realize how much this team likes Dante Thornton, how much this team likes Trey Tucker, how much that this team does value the receivers that are already on this roster, because I think people that don't follow this team, they look at the Raiders receiver group and they go, oh, well, they were looking for a number 1. They don't like Jakobi. Oh, Trey Tucker hasn't done anything. Who's Dante Thornton Jr.? Jack Besh he's not even getting first-team reps. But for all of you, I think we're a lot more confident, us Raiders fans are a lot more confident in this receiver group. So for that reason, here's my offer to Washington. The Raiders get Terry McLaurin. We're going to have to pay him $27 to $30 million per year. I'll give you Trey Tucker and a 4th-round pick. If that's not good enough, okay, that's fine. Then you're not going to get him, and I'm totally okay with that. So would you make this deal if you were the Las Vegas Raiders knowing that you're going to have to pay Terry McLaurin $27 to $30 million per year? I'll admit, moving on from Trey Tucker does suck a little bit. But this is a deal that I am confident in, and it's a deal that I believe in. Also with that 4th-round pick, you got to remember, the Raiders, they're going to get an additional 4th-round comp pick. So, yes, we lose out on the 4th rounder. That's probably the higher pick, but you're still going to have a 4th rounder. I want Trey Tucker to take that next step, but I do think Terry McLaurin is a top 10 wide receiver in an offense with Geno Smith, Terry McLaurin, Jakobi Meyers, Brock Bowers, Dante Thornton, Jack Besh, Michael Mayer, and, oh yeah, Ashton Genty. That sounds like a hell of an offense to me. Let's go to Wolverine 0808. What if AOC does really good in the preseason game in practice? Do you think he starts? No. I answered this one last week, and I know people think that Pete Carroll is somebody that could do this because of what he did in the past with Russell Wilson and who's the quarterback that he took over? Matt Flynn. I think the biggest difference is Pete's relationship with Geno Smith. Like, I just don't think sometimes people realize how close certain players and coaches are where, earlier this offseason, I would tell people don't realize how good a relationship Max Crosby and Mark Davis had. I'll still say it. The best owner-player relationship in the National Football League that's probably not Patrick Mahomes or not a quarterback, let's say, is Max Crosby and Mark Davis. Like, they hang out. Now, I'm not saying, like, Mark goes over to Max's crib, but, like, they'll go out for food. They'll go out, they'll hang out, they'll go out, and, they're okay hanging out with each other. Smart move by Max. He knows who signs those paychecks. But at the same time, they're not going to do that to Geno, and Pete's not going to do that to Geno. I also just don't think that AOC's, even if AOC looks better than Geno, maybe it happens. But based on what I've heard from training camp, it's not close right now. And that's a good thing. I know how good Aiden is, and I know how valuable a backup quarterback is. But it's in all honesty, it's not close. Geno's clearly the better quarterback. Let's go to Angel. Shador to the Raiders if the Browns release him. No. And that might surprise some people. I know how much, Tom Brady and the Raiders were connected to Shador Sanders, but I was one of the people before the draft process started. And believe me, I got called a lot of names. And there was one name that I got called that I don't take lightly, and it begins with an R word. And unfortunately, that's a word that gets brought up when you talk about Shador Sanders, but that has nothing to do with it. What it really comes down to is if the Raiders were to go out and sign Shador, that's going to make certain people of this fan base root against Geno Smith. The Raiders traded for Geno. They already signed him to an extension. This is an organization that wants every single person watching this show right now to buy into Geno Smith, to believe into Geno Smith. And if you go out and you get Shedeur, let's be honest, if Shedeur Sanders gets released on the Cleveland Browns, a team, so you're telling me Shedeur couldn't beat out Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett, and you want to go get him? That doesn't sound like a quarterback that's better than Aiden O'Connell. That doesn't even sound like a quarterback that might be better than Cam Miller. I don't know what to expect. Will it mean more dollars and cents for this organization? Yes, no doubt about it. But Pete Carroll doesn't want this team to be split on the quarterback. They want you to buy into Geno. And if you go out and get Shedeur, you're going to split people right from the jump. And that's just not what this team wants. If you want to tune in and pull up with us during our preseason game, I hope that you do so. I'll be a lot better than I am tonight. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Raiders, Seahawks. I'll be live for this game. I better see you there. The Night Devil! Bang! All right, let's get back into the shenanigans. Let's get back into the shenanigans.
Also, this one.
Patrick Roche! Bang! All right, there's a few deals. I don't know how many beers I owe, quite frankly. I'm just going to be honest with you.
How about this? We didn't get the 5 people at 10,000 XP.
Yeah.
But since you owe so much, a boot to clear the deal.
Oh, dude.
A boot, or we'll get other people in here to help Mitch with the beer bongs, but we have a boot already loaded up for Mitch. Are we good? Wash if Mitch does a boot.
All right, hear me out. If I can convince our Broncos guy to boot race me, are we even? Because I'm going to be real with y'all. Six spears is not going to happen. And I also want to be able to pull up to Navman's live later, and I want to be able to have some beers over there. And if you don't know, Navman, put your link down there for everybody. I'm going to be on Navman's show here in a little bit, probably about 2 hours from now. Right, Nav? 2 hours from now. If you guys are okay with it, I'm okay with it. I'll also say this. Patrick Roche right now is the July MVP. I know it's August. Still the July MVP. But if Patrick Roche finishes in first place, Patrick, you're in our fantasy football league, bro. Blaine. All right, we're going to go through all the supers. We got you. We got you. Do we have a deal? Raiders Shield family. Oh, okay. Ron, thank you, Ron. Ron's got it. The link that Ron just put in the chat, click that, hit subscribe. I'm going to be on that channel in about 2 hours from now. My guy, Nabman.
Oh, here we go.
My guy, Nabman. Blaine! Who is the next Raiders legend to finally be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Lester Hayes is long overdue. Mitch, you look thirsty. This one is on me. Ed also said deal. So I'm going to see if I can get our Broncos guy. Moose. Real quick. I'm going to see if I can get him. Rustin says boot race. Moose, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm in a little bit of debt. Boot race. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting my ass kicked right now. And they told me either more cowbell or the Broncos guy.
What you're saying, you need the Broncos to bail you out.
Stop.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That is kind of what he's
You know
saying.
what? I'll be a magnanimous.
Oh, wow.
From the goodness of my
What was the word he used?
Magnanimous. Moose is basically saying that you can't get down like Broncos country. That's what he was saying.
I mean, somebody had to say.
Damn.
I kind of hate that. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of crazy.
He's not. I mean, I need help though. I got some debt that your boy's not gonna be able to pay.
Anthony Bamondi.
We still didn't answer that last one.
Oh, the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'd be lying to say that I could pick a name off the top of my head right away. I'm also not in the best state of mind to probably do that, but well, we also
Rodney Hudson.
we also have a Tuna's top 5 that we got to do.
I was just gonna save that one. It doesn't.
You're gonna save it. Hudson's not gonna be the dude. I mean, again, I'd actually have to look at the list of names, and I hate saying that, but again, I am way more tied into like what's currently going on with the Raiders than probably in the last 10 years. I wouldn't be able to tell you like who's not in the Hall of Fame and who is in the Hall of Fame, but I know the Raiders have a laundry list of guys that deserve to get in. I mean, dude, we were screaming for Cliff Branch to get in for a long, long time. Seeing a lot of boots starting to come in.
I've been here since the 2019 draft. Raiders Report is daily watch for me. I've sent small supers here and there, but my fam started a catering company, so I have a little bit more discretionary coming in now. Hell yeah.
Dude, hell yeah, man. Congratulations to you. I appreciate the fact that, you want to pull up here and have a great time, but at the exact same time, dude, congrats to you. Moose, I already got a boot, but I appreciate it.
Noah says, boot and a shot, RIP to the great tuna.
So the great tuna. Rustin, he wants a boot race, and he's going to get a boot race. What was the tuna's top 5, though? Was what, beers? There was somebody sent in a super.
Oh, movie characters.
Movie characters. Yeah, dude. I mean, my favorite. I'll just say my favorite television movie. I'll tie it all in together. Honestly, my favorite character that I've ever seen in a show is probably Barney from How I Met Your Mother.
Odd. For a second, I thought you were gonna say Barney from.
Oh, Barney the dinosaur.
Kind of a dark history if you look into Barney.
I won't look into it. I think Barney in How I Met Your Mother is absolutely hilarious.
Mitch just turning a blind eye to Barney. Crazy.
Is that? I don't know this joke here. All right, I'm seeing a lot of people saying boot down below. So,
Nav man,
what up, Nav?
a shot RIP for Tuna can clear that in a boot race with the Broncos guy.
All right. You keep using that one finger, rubbing that. Get out of here.
Get ready for an ass whooping.
I'll tell you what, we are literally yin and yang right now.
Yeah. I think I think whoever wins this boot race will win the first matchup between the Raiders and the Broncos. I think that's actually how it physically works.
I don't like that.
I don't trust myself.
All right, y'all. I'm going to put my body on the line here. After this duck race, $20 Venmo to get in. And then after that, we're going to spin the wheel to see who's getting in the Fantasy Football League. If my math is mathing correctly, I believe Patrick Roche is in first place. And I believe he is comfortably in first place. The only people that I want to say that could... Bamoni's right there. I think Patrick Roche has a 3-bang lead right now on Bamondi. And Bamoni did say earlier that he's not going to be able to get too crazy. So right now, Patrick Roche, you would get in the Fantasy Football League. I'm just saying. Dude, I thank you, but also F you at the same time.
Broncos country.
Let's die.
Right.
Mitch, is that a Snickers in your pocket? Oh, no. Wow, Moose.
I threw up. Flip it. Turn it. What?
There's still some
No, I
down
know.
there.
Turn it. No,
Sorry.
no, like you were doing it like that. You flip it the other way.
I'm sorry. I let y'all down, but I tried, man.
I threw up.
I'll tell you this. I don't feel like a winner right now. I have a burp.
This is what.
We can't agree on one thing. FKC.
FKC. FKC. FKC. FKC.
Oh, boy, Nav, you're not gonna get the best version of me. I'll tell you that. Well, we're gonna power through, dude. I actually am surprised I haven't peed yet. I don't even have to pee. That's the weirdest part.
I threw up.
That was brutal.
Rustin, what happens if one or more reaches 10K? Well, we just did the boot race, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Rustin. I made some deals today and I cashed some checks. That who was the NBA player who just got in trouble for that? That was me. That's how I feel right now.
Blaine Craig. You know what? For our next live, we can do this as a tuna top 5.
I'm cool if you guys put together a Tuna's top 5 on Raiders players that should already be in the Hall of Fame. I actually love that.
Deal.
I love that. If you guys want to see, hang on, more of like these type of Tuna's top 5, you just got to let Chuggs and I know. Because today I looked at him and I go, what do you want to do for a Tuna top 5? And we were looking because we always do like, what's like today's like day or whatever. But today was like National Raspberry Cream Pie Day.
Top 5 cream pies.
Oh, dude. What we could do with that one. Bottom line, we need more Tuna's top 5s. If you want to win some money today on the Raiders Report, your boy is hurting.
Bamondi.
Hurting. Mitch won because the Donkeys are incompetent. A win is a win. Bamondi, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much, dude. All right, we got right now in the duck race. Let me look. Hang on. Everyone just chillax here. We got right now as it stands, I see Darth. What was it for Darth if we put, it was Darth Fart Ass. Darth Fart Ass we can get in. Anthony Bamone, I got him. Andrew D in. And then Fabian Moreno, the Night Devil. $20 Venmo. You would go home with Misty Williamson in. Well, you're not. You won't go home with Misty. She's just in the duck race. Patrick Roche.
You could.
In. No. I don't know if we can even say that. Misty's like, all right, I'll allow it. One duck race. Whoever comes in last place instead of the butthole pick from Mitch. Misty, I hope it's all love, Misty. 20 to win, 310 right now. 20 to win, 310 right now if you are trying to get it in. Let's go to Kaz Moto. Saw your comments on Tay. Who is the pick player we got in return from the Adams trade? I feel like I should know this.
From the Adams trade? Like from when y'all traded him to the Jets?
Yep. Would have been what? The third round pick. I think actually the problem with it was there was so many trades. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not well right now. I'm not my best. Your boy's not his best.
Bro.
I literally don't remember. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not doing well right now. Yeah, I'm not doing well.
So I have the wheel ready,
Okay.
but I'm just gonna say it's kind of freaking out a little bit.
All right, so it was the Jets trade was a conditional third, but if you guys remember, it was like we thought it was pick 72. It ended up being like a later pick.
Yeah, I don't know what this white part is, but all the names are in there, and we have 2,614 tickets.
2,614.
Let me know if you don't see your name.
That is bananas. I would say the trade ended up being then either Caleb Rogers or Charles Grant. Conditional pick.
All right, here we go. Mitch, you want to spin it for me?
That's we got Pac-Man right now. Whoever this lands on, you're in the fantasy football league. No idea. Yoda Jenkins. Yoda. Oh, I was gonna say Yoda. Are you here? You just commented down below. Yoda, you are in the fantasy football league, which means you have joined Fabian Moreno, Rebel Montana, Patrick B. Now Yoda is in. And if the live show ends right now, we're going to put in Patrick Roche. Again, Bamondi, I'm not trying to take anything away from what you've done. But I'm cooked right now. There's no way I can drink anymore, and especially if I got to pull up with Nav in about 2 hours from now. I don't want to put you in a spot, but you're probably the only one that's going to get close to being able to get in. But Mondi, if you're okay saying, hey, give it to Patrick Roche, we're going to put Patrick Roche in the Fantasy Football League.
We have a couple more opportunities, and I will say
there are a lot more opportunities to get in.
You got to watch the preseason live watch parties. That's all I'll say.
You're going to have a lot of opportunities to get in.
Ryan Campbell.
Today is National Drink a Beer Day. I've had plenty. What up, Shield? Got to race me in 2 hours. Bad news. Yes. It's very bad news. Though, now I promise you this, man. I will give you everything I got. I will give you everything I got. That I can guarantee.
Rustin Long. Didn't hear my name for the duck race. Just making sure I made the cut.
Rustin Long. Let me look here.
Oh, and Bamondi's saying it was the third that we traded for Gino.
Actually, I actually think he's right. He is right. Yep. Because originally it was like reported that it was pick 72, and then it ended up not being pick 72. Rustin Long, you were in. You're duck number 14 on my list. Gabriel Ruiz, in. I see a new one. Herb Brito?
Is Nick Motti in again?
Nick Motti? I don't know if it's Nick Motti, but I'm pretty sure I got Jack Eat Spicy Shit in. Because I think he said it was a different name. I don't remember which name he said. I see the Soup Daddy in. $20 Venmo. You would go home with 300. Hang on. 350 bucks.
I like it.
$20 Venmo to go home with $350 here on the Raiders Report. Blaine said, how much for a Chuggs boot?
Oh,
dude. I don't know. I'll just say this. To you, Blaine Craig, to you specifically, I would rather, if Chuggs pulls up on Navman's stream later, maybe Chuggs will do a beer over there. I don't know. I'll tell you what, Blaine. If you drop a hundo tonight on my guy Navman's stream tonight, I'm not going to do a boot. Promise you that. I will give you a beer bong, though. That might be the best deal I give y'all over on Navman's stream. Blaine, also, I'm pretty banged up right now, and I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. I've done a lot of shows when I'm like this. I don't love being this banged up sometimes when I'm on a show, and I can feel it. I don't feel great right now. Let's go to, looks like a Moose race. All right, I like this one. Moose came in. Giggity. He threw down a boot. Ron, if you're still here, Ron, if you could put in the link down there below to Navman's stream, that would be great. I'll be there. I'm literally going to be there in an hour 45. Winner's going to go home with $350 on today's show. To the people that I just saw send in money for the duck race, I'm sorry.
I can pause it and just put them in.
You want to pause it?
I can.
Right here?
I mean, everybody's equal.
Will it start right here?
No, we'll just restart it.
All right, we'll restart it. Can you give me a Moises and a Nick? Moises and a Nick. We're just adding more money to the pot. If you don't like it, too bad. I don't tell you. All right, final refresh.
Nobody was in the lead, so it's okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good night, Devil. Honestly, if there was one race that somebody who's never won, like Navman, that's probably the race Nav would have won. That's probably the race Nav would have won. Honestly, Navman, I'm really looking forward to tonight. It's gonna be fun, dude. I'm gonna clear some room in my stomach. I'm gonna eat a shit ton of food. I'll be good to go in a few hours. I promise you. I'm an elite rallier. Let's just say that. This is a hell of a race, though. I'll tell you. There's a lot of antlers. A lot of y'all got some nice racks. I'm not gonna lie. Fabian Moreno, I want to say he's in first place. There's so much chaos right now. They're flying, by the way. They're doing at least 40 miles an hour. Fabian! I don't know. No idea. Who's this? Blaine! Craig! Let's go! Blaine! I'll tell you what, you're lucky you didn't do that boot deal, because Blaine would have definitely answered the call.
Moises.
Who gets the butthole pick? I actually think that's the Jack Eats Spicy Shit crew. You know what, Jack? You're in luck. You're in luck. Blaine! How many people were in that race?
37.
To Mr. Blaine Craig, if you could please confirm that I just sent you $370, that would be much obliged.
And if you didn't get in the fantasy football league today, it's okay. You will have another chance August 7th when the Raiders take on the Seattle Seahawks.
I'll be very transparent with all of y'all. Every preseason game this season, we will give away a fantasy football spot. Every game. That's how we're going to do it. I feel like the off season, we already have 6 names in, and honestly, we got Fabian, Rebel, Patrick B, Yoda, and Patrick Roche. Like, I love the 6 names that are in. I think it's really flipping cool that we're going to be able to do a fantasy league together all season long. And there's going to be a chance for some other people in this preseason game. I think we can all tell. I got to get the hell out of here. I'll see you guys a little bit later on Navman's show. Again, Nav, if you want, tag me on IG. Tag me on, I don't know if you obviously have Twitter. Tag me on IG, tag me on Twitter. I'll retweet it. That way it'll be posted up over there. Blaine Craig, shout out to all of y'all. I think the emojis prove that you just won. So I'm getting the hell out of here. Drink some water. I'm going to need a lot more than that. Peace out, y'all.